Well, we're going to start doing the rehab of my layout right now on Reed's Train Stuff. Hi, welcome to Reed's Train Stuff, model railroad basics. So if you're building a model railroad and you want some tips and ideas, or you just like watching trains run around, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified of my upcoming videos. Well, welcome back, or hello, it's your first time here. Today we're starting my layout rehab video series, I suppose we can call it. And I'm going to start off doing something simple where, along where I've got the creek on in the one side of my layout, I just wasn't really happy with the way that ever looked. So what we're going to do is add some rock molds and just make it look a little bit better. So anyway, all right, so the first thing I want to be doing with this layout rehab of mine is along here, along where the creek bank is on the track side. I'm pretty happy with this side. I'll be doing a bit of work over there, but it's just basically, I just cut the foam flat, put a bit of an angle here. It's way too close to where the ballast is. And so what I'm thinking about doing is actually, I've got a whole heap of these little rock mold off casts, so hopefully that'll focus in. From when I did my diorama. And I'm just going to lay these out along here and fill them in, so hopefully that'll turn out really good. So let's get into it. Alright, well the first thing I'm going to do before I start applying these little rock molds, I'm just going to get a bit of sandpaper. I'm just going to run along here on the bank where I had it all painted. So just to give it a bit of grip. So, all right, now what I've already gone through and got these out, and I've marked them 1 through to however many it takes to get up there. So we'll just get the first few out. 5, here's 3, and 4. Alright, so here's just the first 5, so we'll get those down. So what I'm going to actually, I was going to use some, well, we call it spack filler over here, but drywall mud, because I didn't want to make up a plaster, and I didn't have any plaster. So what I'm just going to use, some silicone caulk, which I'm pretty sure will hold this quite well. So I'm just going to run a bead of caulk along here. And then I'm just going to get these and put them into place. So I've got number 1 where I've got it so it fits nicely just in there. The other thing I did when I did this is I actually wrote the numbers the correct on the way up, so I know number 2 will fit in like that. Number 3 goes like this. Well, it's meant to. There's number 4, slits nicely in there. And number 5, we'll just go fit nicely like that. Now obviously I've got to, you've got that little bit extra there. This silicone's chalk is paintable, so what I do, I'll keep on doing with that, and then we'll go on to the next bit. Alright, so I've got them all in. As you can see here, I have a bit of stuff up and got to do that silicone caulk up on the ballast, so I'm not worried about. I can fix that up later. So yeah, you've got all these gaps that are underneath. Once again, I'm going to be doing some more scenery work with some reeds and other bushes you'd find along the creek. And also, I'm of course I'm going to do another pour of the water as well, so that'll bring it up a little bit. I'll just pan it around so you can see the other side right up to there. So just got to let that dry and then be right for painting. All right, all those little rock moulds are now nicely stuck in. So there's a little bit of movement there, but that's just the silicone, so that's all right. Now, the paint I've decided to colour these is actually just the base house paint that I use to paint my rocks, my other scenery. So I'm just going to go through and carefully paint these up. Just I don't know how well it's going to show up in the video. It's just a very light tan colour. That's a good base colour for the rocks. So I'm going to have to get a smaller brush, I think, just to... I'm not worried about if I make a bit of a mess. Like I said, there's going to be lots of cleaning up to do, lots of fixing everything. So with this being water based, if I get any on the actual previously poured river, I should be able to get it up quite easily. So anyway, I'll continue on. I'll do all this and then we'll come back and I'll put some washes and detail onto it. Okay, well now that that beige paint is dried, it doesn't come out exactly the same colour on the video as it does actually on the layout, but it gives you a good idea. So now I'm just going to put my first wash on. I'm just going to use a black wash I've just made up with some water and some acrylic paint. So let's get that applied. So if anyone who doesn't know, if you put the black wash on, just gets into all the nooks and crannies, and it just really highlights the rock nicely. Nice and simple to do. You can also make it have alcohol, if anyone can actually find alcohol in these times we live in. Well, that gives you a quick idea on how to put on the wash. You said you can go back a few times if you're not happy with it. So I'm going to continue on with this, and then we'll have a look, and then we'll put on some other colours. All right, so now I've done the black wash. So as you can see, it's really brought out the highlights of the rock work. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to do I'm actually going to put another light wash of a brown on it, and then add some more detail. So I'll do that and we'll come back and have a look. Alright, well that's pretty much those rock faces along the creek bed done. I said I've used the black wash and then a brown wash, which is sort of really just brings out the highlights of the rock so you can really see the detail. And then I've actually used just a couple of random colours. I've just used a Tamiya yellow, I've just used Tamiya paints here, a yellow green, a neutral grey and a flat brown. And I just dry brushed that on randomly and sort of blended them in a bit together. Just add a bit of different colours to the rocks and a little texture. And then I just used a dry brushed on some white just on the just to basically highlight, gives it like the shadow, the light, natural light hitting it. So that's so if you're interested in seeing dry brushing, I'll put a link to a video in the corner here from when I did it on my diorama series. So anyway, that's where we're up to with this. We'll once I get into the actual scenery doing around it, I'll get more into finishing it all off. But like I said, that's where we are at the moment. Thanks. All right, well there's me starting to rehab my layout. with fixing up that little creek area, and I think it's come out really well. Obviously, when I finish the scenery around it, it'll bring it more to life, but I think just doing that, adding those little rock molds along the side, has really helped it out. So I'm really happy with it. I hope you enjoyed it, and as I said, that's the first part of the continuing layout rehab. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, look, please hit that subscribe button, then hit that bell so you'll be notified of my upcoming videos. Give it a thumbs up, share this video with anyone you think may like it, and please leave a comment down below. So anyway, that's it for today's video. Next week, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing on my layout, so it'll be a surprise to me as much as it is to you. So anyway, thanks for watching Reed's Train Stuff, and we'll see you next time. Bye.